Godzilla Minus One came out recently, and if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's a pretty good movie. Yes, you will have to deal with subtitles. Yes, there are more movie industries than just Hollywood. Just deal with it. It's a good movie. I mean, you probably already heard great things about it, like the fact that it was made on a $15 million budget compared to 2014 Godzilla, which was a $160 million budget, featuring incest between Quicksilver and Wanda Maximoff. And of course, now we have people saying, why can't Hollywood do this? $15 million? That's cheap. What is Hollywood wasting their money? I'm not gonna say this is like the whole reason, but we've all heard Disney treats the VFX artists and animators like shit. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, Japan's probably like 100 times worse. I think there's probably around $50 million left on the floor that was meant to go to the salaries of these VFX artists. So I think it evens it out just a little bit. Anyway, I don't know what's been happening with Godzilla recently, but I feel like I've just been seeing Godzilla everywhere. First is the Apple TV show, which just came out and is apparently really good, but no one's gonna watch because it's on Apple TV. Apparently Apple TV is slept on for the catalog of original content. Apparently the stuff is really good, and they're like the underdog of like all the streaming services. But what's even more underdog is my wallet, so I'm gonna have to pass. The second obvious ray of exposure of Godzilla now is Godzilla Minus One, which I think is just relying on word of mouth right now. Good on them, I guess, but just pay the VFX artists. Is it possible to get something this good without a controversy behind it? We couldn't even get Across the Spider-Verse clean. Like, even though it took like 10 years to make, these VFX artists were apparently just not sleeping and are being treated like shit and being forced to change everything. Like, is it that hard? Is it? Just compensate with money, you're making profit here. Also, I love how creepy and weird Godzilla's eyes are in this one. They clearly just said fuck it to the realistic dinosaur lizard angle. Let's just scare the shit out of these kids. And in the movie, he's not like a force of nature. He's not a dinosaur. He's pure evil. Like, he's not portrayed like some victim of like nuclear war. Oh my god, it's a metaphor. Nope, this motherfucker needs to get put down ASAP. And then of course they dropped the trailer for the new Godzilla King Kong Avengers movie, and I don't know if it's only because I haven't seen Godzilla since the 2014 Godzilla, but I do not remember him having the dexterity to be sprinting like Usain Bolt like he does in the trailer. Literally last I remember from the 2014 Godzilla, he was just like this slow, pudgy, kind of cute looking dinosaur going through the city, but now he's doing fucking parkour and shit like his name is Peter Parker. But like I said, I haven't seen the last two movies of this franchise. I've seen Godzilla 2014, I've seen Kong Skull Island. So am I really in a position to judge? Yes, because one of the first things I see is King Kong ready to snap half the universe away and fight the Avengers. I'm sorry, I just keep remembering that final shot of them running towards the camera. Like, how did we get here? It just makes me laugh. And yes, I know like some of the old Godzilla movies were corny or whatever, but that's not really an excuse or justification. That's like saying, oh, the next Robert Pattinson Batman movie, this should be corny, or it can be corny because we had Adam West Band. Like, what? You have a tone. Let's just try sticking to it. But it's fun, who cares? And another ray of Godzilla exposure that's happening right now is the Justice League vs Godzilla vs King Kong comic, which I don't know if anyone actually knows about. And to be honest, I don't know how Superman just doesn't dart through both their hearts, grab them, lift them up to the sky, and just toss them into the sun and the fight's over. And you know how in these kinds of stories, like the heroes fight, and then the mates, and then they have to fight like a bigger bad guy, like all together? First of all, no idea how they're gonna communicate with one another. Second of all, who are they gonna fight that takes the Justice League, Godzilla, and King Kong to fight? Goku? Who? God? Alright, so let's think about this for a second. Is the Godzilla tsunami wave that's happening right now, is that a good marketing strategy than just spreading the Godzilla throughout the year? I don't know, but I think it's worked on me, to be honest, because now I've said Godzilla more times in this video than I have in my entire life combined. But that's excluding when Ultimate Showdown was popping off on the internet back in like 2009 or whatever. But yeah, I feel like Godzilla is just one of those things that you just get a sudden interest in, like when like the hype's like all there, and you just forget he exists until he comes back, which is kind of like reflective of like death and war and nuclear destruction. Check out my second channel. I'm trying to put more vlogs there. Follow me on Instagram. Check out my music. And that's all. See you next week.
10-1-5 in the open night.